If you're watching this playback on Twitch or Spotify, Kingdom Things Podcast on Spotify or YouTube, we will begin shortly. We're going to start Husa Zen for a few minutes. Listen to my song, I Was Afraid, which is available to stream Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. Epoch, the album, is a playlist that this song is within. My music is super healing and therapeutic. Did I always know this? No. To take accountability, my music is nothing of my own fruition, my own making. I asked the divine. I asked my internal environment. I asked my internal environment to teach me how to sing, how to write music. And it was something that was divinely gifted. And I want to take so much appreciation and gratitude. I want to give so much appreciation and gratitude for the abundance of the frequencies that I'm gifted to channel into this reality. So we're gonna Zen session for a minute or so. Listen to I Was Afraid. It is very applicable to this transmission as well as this time in reality. Again, I Was Afraid, Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. Epoch, the album. I'll link the song below in the description of this Kingdom Things podcast transmission. On YouTube and Spotify, you'll be able to find the song link in the description box. Let's just breathe, heart-centered. I was gonna fight. There are plenty of you and I, divine civilizations that are about to fight. They got all everything. Shame, doubt, the cloud. You ain't afraid to touch on me. My emotions is something uplifting. Being in the corridor, my own soul. Ooh, y'all. So this song is super therapeutic for me. Whenever I channel music, I'm convening with the spirit. Right. Whenever I channel music, I'm convening with spirit. Whenever I'm channeling music, I'm convening with spirit. So when I channeled this song, I was actually convening. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Let me do my formal intro. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am the biblically prophesied Messiah. Full circle moment alert. So are you. Why, Ashley? What I have in me, you have in you. What you have in you, I have in me. We are dimensions and frequencies of the oneness of all things, or God, or the most high white light creator energy, or Shekinah, or Hashem. I channel energies and messages from my Akashic record of my soul into the podcast to assist us with this time of the rapid awakening, the rapture, rapid ascension of the human consciousness, humanity of planet Earth. The human consciousness, humanity of planet Earth. Thank you for joining the live broadcast. The rapid ascension of the human consciousness of humanity of planet Earth. So I channel energies and messages from my Akashic record of my soul into the podcast, Kingdom Things Podcast, which is available to stream on YouTube and Spotify. This is a Kingdom Things Podcast live transmission Twitch. Follow Kingdom Things Podcast on Twitch to catch whenever I do live transmissions. So I use my soul gifts, my soul wisdoms. I use my soul gifts to channel soul wisdoms, energies, messages into this realm of reality to assist us as we're awakening en masse to our limitless potentials, which brings me to the human dharmic purpose. The oneness of all things said, Ashley, I created humanity, all human beings, to be my mirror, to be limitless potentials in the physical. What is the human dharmic's purpose? To become inquisitive about the self, about our limitless nature, to journey into more dimensions and experiences and embodiments of our limitless nature. What do we create? The divine, the oneness of all things, wants to know, what do we create? which brings me to the Kingdom Things Podcast 2033 Prophecy. By the year 2033, the oneness of all things, or the Most High White Light Creator Energy, states that we will be in the energies of consciousness evolution as in mass as a human culture of planet Earth, to understand that we are a human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, as disease, death, war, famine, poverty were all manifestations of our gestational phase of the evolution of the self or humanity. So this song, I Was Afraid, which again is available to stream on Epoch, the album. The playlist is called Epoch, the album, Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. I was actually communicating using my spiritual gifts. We call it shamanism. Using my spiritual gifts to interdimensionally communicate with beings much like ourselves. Bipedal men colonies, or other planets and realms that live much like we do, with energetic changes, energetic differences, paradigm differences, but they look like us, they live much like we do. I'm going to link Bipedal Man, as well as I'm going to link 2 Kingdom Things podcasts. Right now, I'm referencing 2 Kingdom Things podcasts installments that I'm going to link below in the description. The first one is the Bipedal Man, where I channeled the Galactic Federation, and they shared beautiful information. I channeled the Galactic Federation, and they channeled beautiful information in regards to our beingness being a dimension of extensive bipedal men colonies or realms within God's creation. I channeled this from the Galactic Federation. I'll link this installment below in the playback on YouTube and Spotify. You'll be able to find it. As well as I actually channeled being a person, a gentleman from one of these realms, one of these colonies within God's creation that live much like us, which is really beautiful. He shared how, what we've created on our planet, the energies that we lived in, created, were detrimental to our wellness and our evolution, but it's nothing that isn't fixable or evolvable. And again, Kingdom Things Podcast 2033 Prophecy, the divine says we've evolved past the need for death, disease, war, famine, poverty, destitution. By the year 2033, we will understand that we are human culture, planet Earth, with no death, no disease, no war, no famine, no poverty, world peace. So I'm going to link the Bipedal Man, Kingdom Things Podcast transmission below, as well as Harry, where I channel the gentleman's name is Harry. Again, using my spiritual gifts, I was able to connect. The Galactic Federation connected me to this gentleman named Harry from another colony, another planet, another realm that lived much like we do. For so long we were in a state of destitution or lack, or a constricted consciousness where we felt like we were the only ones like us in creation, in the galaxy, in the universe, which is so far from the truth. Again, in the playback, Kingdom Things, or you can just head over to Kingdom Things Podcast on YouTube and Spotify. I channeled these installments quite recently, but again, in the playback, you'll see in the description below, Bipedal Man transmission, as well as channeling an other colony being, which his name is Harry. Thank you, Harry, and the Galactic Federation for these wisdoms and energies to share with our colony, our planet, our human culture. So this song, I Was Afraid, I was actually channeling beings from another colony that lived just like us. In the song, right now, there's so much fear bubbling up around becoming divine in the human culture. Fear that is catalyzing many of us into lack, or polarizing our community. This fear is polarizing our culture in the way that instead of relaxing into love, or being able to perceive the harmony of our oneness, or evolve into higher consciousness, we have been polarizing into separation consciousness. I channel from the divine. Duality or differences were never created to be dueling dimensions. left, right, hot, cold, up, down. We're never dark, light. We're never created to be polarizing, dueling dimensions, fighting dimensions, warring dimensions. Dark, light, left, right, up, down, hot, cold. We're created to be harmonizing dimensions. God said polarities are created to be harmonizing dimensions as we perceive a toroidal field or the poles of our planet. The toroidal field, the magnetizing field that encapsulates our planet, it doesn't push away from itself. Or it doesn't fight itself. It comes together and harmonizes in order to hold the planet into energetic bonding or harmony. I was channeling beings and they said, we were created to be power personified. The lyrics state, I was afraid. We were created to be power personified. We were afraid of our power, which was all a part of God's plan to keep us running in karmic loops or old programming until we were mastered enough to wield our power. We were created to be power personified, or limitless potentials in the physical. We were created to be power personified. There are many of you and I, divine civilizations that are power personified. They got over how they became. The fear, the shame, the doubt, the clout. We'll get over it too, me and you. I channel from the divine and I'm going to list it below. Forgoing the ideology of sin, God said everything that you experienced in your individual lives or as a human culture in one, everything that you experienced, everything that you created, the war, the destitution, the lack, everything that you created was a part of the makings of you. They got over they got over how they became. The other colony that I was channeling while I was creating this song, they said, we got over how we became. Y'all get over it too. God says, in order for you to garner the wisdom, the power, the self-mastery, the spiritual mastery from what you've experienced, you have to forgo the ideology of sin or shame or guilt or fear of everything that you've experienced. Because everything that you've experienced was to evolve you into more. Everything that you experience has been a divine orchestration to become everything that I created you to be. Every dimension of God's creation is a masterful plan. Every being in God's creation, every human on this planet, every human in existence, every being in existence is a masterful plan. That the divine sorts out, the divine mind and heart, or God, the Most High, sorts out from the beginning of existence. A schematics, blueprint, if you will, an ingredient book, a recipe. Every being is a recipe, a schematics, a blueprint of divine wisdom, of divine mastery, an exemplification of every being is an exemplification of divine mastery, irregardless of what you've been through. That tells the mind, the old human culture thought patterns that said that you're not worthy, or that you're less, or you lack because of the things you've been through, the places you've seen, the things that you've done. That we might in our old human culture, we might have perceived as less than. Understand that is a part of a divine mastery blueprint recipe to create you, for the makings of you. In order to garner the pearl from that clam. That pearl sits in the darkness of the clam. And who knows what goes on in that clam for that pearl to form. Everything that you've experienced in your reality, every dimension, is a part of the makings of the pearl that is you in the clam. Is a part of a divine mastery blueprint recipe from the Most High. Every being is the exemplification of the mastery's Most High. Everything you've experienced, forgoing the shame, the guilt, the resentment, the anger, which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast. Call to action. Sit with yourself for at least 30 minutes a day, every day. Ask yourself, hey soul, what do I need to know? Wait for the answers because they will come. What do I need to know to become my more divinely aligned, limitless nature? What do I need to know to walk in, be in, embody the energies of my authentic frequency? What the most high creator, what the divine master, what God, what my higher self, what my soul intended me to be, that recipe. I know I've been walking out of alignment with that recipe because it was a part of the makings of me. Now I'm ready to come home. Now I'm ready to be my limitless nature. Now I'm ready to be my divine presence. Now I'm ready to have pride in who I am. Not because of any paradigm that says I should be prideful. Not because of a bank account. Not because of what I look like. But because I am. Because my heart is filled with love and joy of the energy of who I am and my truth. What do I have to do to come home to who I am? Stay with yourself for at least 30 minutes a day, every day. Kingdom Things Podcast, call to action. Ask yourself, hey soul, what do I need to know? Wait for the answers to be patient because they will show up. Everything we've experienced was to evolve us into more. There are other colonies in God's creation that say, hey y'all, I know y'all going through a lot of stuff. Y'all are polarized right now because you're coming into your divine presence. You're coming out of the clan. So every individual human is a pro coming out of the clan. Human culture of planet Earth is a pro coming out of the clan into divine presence, divine wisdom, remember universal presence, universal wisdom, remembrance that we are a colony, we are an existence, we are a human culture, we are human beings of a limitless creation called the divine. God's room has many mansions. Our realm of creation, the human being of planet Earth, because we're truly one energy, the human being of planet Earth, our realm of creation is one of the rooms in God's mansions, and we're coming into remembrance. Okay, the lights are being turned on, and we're like, oh, our house is big, but we thought we were stuck on this one planet. Which brings me to one of the prophecies that I was given. We will be an interplanetary colony within 10 years. Now it's less than 10 years. I channeled this from the divine. I'll link below God's plan. It's a part of God's plan. No death, no disease, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty. And whenever God graduates beings or a colony or a realm into infinite creation or universal creation, where we get to co-create with beings on our planet in a more abundant, well-balanced way. We also get to co-create with beings in other dimensions, other realms, on other planets in a more balanced and well way. We become an interplanetary colony. So again, no disease, no death, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty. So instead of our cells decaying, our bodies were created to rejuvenate. Instead of our cells decaying, our bodies will rejuvenate. So instead of being buried into the ground, decaying, we are going to become an interplanetary colony. I'll link below in the description of this Kingdom Things podcast transmission. I'll link God's plan, which I delve further and I channel this prophecy within this transmission, that this Kingdom Things podcast installment. So this colony that I channel through the song, we're like, y'all are gonna get over this polarization that y'all are going through. Y'all are gonna get over this fear that you're going through of becoming divine or becoming limitless or being cracked out of being the clam in the shell. Just imagine your creation. Your creation, you were born in darkness. You were formed in darkness. Just like a baby coming out of the womb into light and experiencing light. You're like, whoa, this is a shock. This is different. Just imagine that shock, or a caterpillar turning into a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. That is a paradigm shift of existence, of reality. That is what we're going through, a paradigm shift of existence, of reality. And we're going to get over it. We're going to get through it, and we're going to thrive through it, be well through this paradigm shift of existence, of reality. I Was Afraid is available to stream Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. It is linked below. Sexual energy is creator energy. I was doing I was doing a powwow session on myself. And powwow sessions are where I go internally. I commune with spirit or other dimensions of the self or limitless potentials, other beings, dimensions of God's creation using my spiritual gifts. I convene in spirit, and these beings, other dimensions of myself, other dimensions of God's creation, assist me with combing through my energy and uplifting paradigms and patterns, relieving myself from limitations to become and embody more of my limitless nature, my limitless energies. Yesterday I was coming through energies, and I was made poignantly aware of the fact that whenever I feel an energy that reminds me of a past experience, and when I say past experience, when I was made aware of this, and the spirit says, whenever you feel these energies, and you're reminded of past experiences, you become disembodied, Ashley. The spirit says, whenever you feel these energies bubble up in your spirit, in your body, and they remind you, they trigger past life experiences, past moment experiences, you become disembodied, or you run from yourself. Again, we're awakening to our multidimensionality. So when I say past experiences, I don't just mean last Tuesday. I mean from the expansiveness of my soul. When I'm triggered into remembrances of my soul's history, I became past tense because I'm made aware. So now I'm walking in wellness, I'm speaking wellness. I became disembodied, or I ran from myself. We have a long culture, which I channeled, that is steeped in pedophilia or violation of the child. And this pedophilia, violation of the child, which is manifested in our reality, is a direct mirror of how we violated our own inner children, or our souls, or we sold ourselves short to align with paradigms of this reality that sold the story of success, sold a dream that was out of alignment with what we intended to actually manifest on the soul level before we incarnated. So we were raping and molesting our own inner children by selling our energy, selling our souls to align with dreams, paradigms of what this reality, the thought patterns of this reality or our ancestry said was success, was worthy. Instead of going inside, unlocking the codes of our own authentic frequency and saying, hey soul, what did I intend to create to walk in alignment with our soul's truth, our authentic frequencies? We were molesting and raping our own inner children to align with paradigms of this reality. So much so that I actually, I'm going to tell this story. It's a little, baby. I'm super extrasensory perceptive. And I'm going to link it below, frequential patterning part 1, part 2. The divine's like, y'all are all awakening into y'all's psychic abilities, your extrasensory perception abilities. And your abilities might not look like your neighbors or your moms, your dads, or even something that, that we have a name for. Your extrasensory perception abilities may not even be anything that we have a name for. That doesn't make them any less worthy. I was actually in Wendy's, right? I was in Wendy's picking up some food. And, I know there's healthier things to eat. I'm aware of this. But I'm on a whole thing where, I want to break down paradigms of limitation for myself and for humanity. Because the food that we consume really does not have effect on our body. The foods don't have the effect on, it's our thought patterns around what that food is going to do when we put it in our body that creates the effect. It's not truly the food or the matter. It's our thought patterns around the food, around the matter. So I'm eating Wendy's, right? Because I'm trying to break through these paradigms of limiting beliefs that said these nuggets are not healthy for my body, because I know a higher truth, an expanded wisdom. It's not the matter. It's our thought patterns about what the matter is going to do when we put it in our body that really creates the effect, right? So I'm in Wendy's getting nuggets, and I know my inner child loves nuggets. My inner child loves nuggets. And I also know that consumerism on our planet, baby, rape. Because rape, why rape, Ashley? You were guided to say rape. Why? Because we sell ourselves, we sell our souls for money, to buy things, to consume things, right? So, and this is nothing to be ashamed and guilty of. It's brass tacks. It's spiritual wisdom that we were being gifted to grow and evolve. So sitting inside the heart space, like, hey, how can we grow? How can we evolve consumerism? How can we grow consumerism to align with our divine wisdom, our soul wisdom, our chakma, which I have channeled some things. The divine's like, go inside. I see the gifts and potentials inside of everybody. Go inside, sit with yourself, ask yourself about those gifts and potentials to manifest the abundance of your physical reality, financial abundance in your reality. So consumerism perpetuated the disembodiment, right? Because I'm in Wendy's waiting for my nuggets, my 10-piece. Because period. I'm in Wendy's waiting for my nuggets. And I could perceive, I'm staying heart-centered because I like to learn for myself and my reality. So I'm staying heart-centered to see how like my energy is reacting to who I am, where I am in the present moment. And I could perceive excitement, right? But this excitement came with sensations of being molested. Right? I was like, whoa. And my soul was like, yes, Ashley. Yes. Like, it was like I was being molested. I could perceive it. It was like I was being molested. Or, like there was a proverbial hand on my vagina. I was like, whoa. Like, masturbating on my vagina. Like, I was like, whoa. And the soul was like, yes, Ashley. This is the energy paradigm that humanity created with consumerism. It's like, just a quick synopsis on what I've channeled about pedophilia. Pedophilia was created in ancient days, ancient Greek days on our planet, and it was to create disembodiment. It was to usurp the soul's power from those that were being molested. It was actually a way that the father exerted dominance over his son in ancient days, ancient Rome days, is he would molest his son and then, but I'm your father, so you do what I tell you to do. So it was a way to assert dominance over the household, over his son. We lived in a demiurge of demonic forces that were utilizing our vessels to explore creation or reality, this tangible reality, in a way that was out of alignment with divine presence, or out of alignment with our souls knowing. How did we stay so amnesiac for so long as a culture? How did we stay amnesiac for so long as a culture? How did we stay amnesiac for so long as a culture? We were being disembodied by spirits and energies that would possess our bodies, or ancestral forces, ancestral energies, or ways of doing things. Because it's just how we do it. This is how my dad did it. This is just how we do it. Even if it isn't overt molestation. If it's emotional manipulation, mental manipulation to usurp the soul's power. You do what I tell you to do. Being a dominant force, you do what I tell you to do. Why? Because I'm your parent. You do what I tell you to. Why? Because I'm your guard. You do that is usurping a soul's power. Because we were created to follow our inner guidance, to do what, become in our own authentic spiritual evolution. We are recipes, divine recipes of the Most High. How do we become how do we become the dish? How do we become the magnificent divine sculpture out of the block of alabaster that we are? We have to follow our own internal guidance, our own authentic steps to be molded into the masterpiece, to come out as a masterful dish that we were culinary dish that we were created to be. Hi Hazel. Our power was being usurped by forces that said that I'm above you. You do what I tell you to do, which was inverted from God's process. We've been living in an inverted reality. Time's up. We're no longer in the inversion. So again, sit with yourself every day for 30 minutes a day. Meditate for 30 minutes a day. What do I do to align with this new reality that already is? It's a matter of allowing yourself to become in alignment with what already is. It's already manifested in the energy. And energy creates the tangible. It's manifesting in the spirit. It's manifesting in the tangible. It's manifesting in a way that's perceptive to our mind, to our minds, our hands, our ears, our eyes, our mouths, or our understandings of perception or reality. This God stream where we are no longer inverted. We're following our own authentic patterns so that we are becoming who we intended to be in universal alignment, universal assignment, our master dimensions of self, and not just repetitious patterns of the old. We created a society that leaked our sexual energy or our creator energy. Anytime that we interact with anything in creation, we are creating, procreating. We are making love to reality or the universe in every moment of the day, every second of the day. Why? Because every moment that we are being dimensions of co-creation. Our sexual energy is our creator energy. Our sexual energy is sacred. Our sexual energy is our power. It's coming back into alignment with this wisdom and treating ourselves as such. Our bodies, minds, spirits as such. I want to thank y'all so much for dropping into this Kingdom Things podcast transmission. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am a channel for the divine. I am a channel for the Most High. I'm a channel for the oneness of all things. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. Kingdom Things Podcast if you're watching on YouTube too. Follow Kingdom Things Podcast if you're watching on Spotify to join the Kingdom Things Podcast journey to a healed and balanced human culture of planet Earth. I'm also a singer-songwriter. I channel energies and messages from the oneness of all things and the divine. I'm going to put them in my music as well. Ashley-Nicole music is available to stream on YouTube. I hope there's an energy, a genre, a song, a frequency, a lyric that helps you evolve into more of your authentic nature. Heal your soul, your mind, your body, your spirit for the wellness, upliftment of all things. Universal alignment, universal assignment. I'm also a home chef. I truly enjoy cooking. It's one of the ways I really enjoy co-creating in this reality through cooking food. Whatever the ancestors tell me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish, this is what I put into the pot, the pan, the baking dish. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream on YouTube. We talk. I channel a lot of really cool divine wisdoms over there too, prophecies, which is really cool. I'm also an author. I authored the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. It's a 3-part book series. The first 2 parts are Asia's story. Asia is a teenage girl growing up in the New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school, Manhattan Prep. She goes through a lot of things, a lot of existential crises, which are all good. It's all halal, all kosher. It's all great, right? Gucci is Gucci. Why? Because it helps her remember her existential truths, her ability to co-create reality when she's universally aligned to who she was created to be. When she allows herself to come out of the shell of the clam and be the pearl that she was created to be. The third part of the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is My Other Half. My Other Half is about the divine counterpart journey home to God inside, your home frequency, to God of all things. One energy incarnated in 2 bodies over many lifetimes. This one energy knows it's supposed to co-create a love and life together. Each life, there's more evolution to experience in order to come together to co-create in this powerful love. This one soul and 2 bodies will co-create a love and a life together. Which life, under which circumstances? The book is prophetic. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is available to purchase in the Amazon bookstore, physical copy as well as digital. If you're doing physical copies, the first 2 stories, Asia's story is in one binding. My Other Half is in its own binding, so it's 2 separate bindings. If you're doing all digital, it's 3 different downloads. $29.97 plus tax for all digital, $29.98 plus tax for the physical copies, the 2 bindings. Last but certainly not least, actually a couple more things, a few more things. I am offering powwow sessions, individual powwow sessions, again, where I channel energies and messages that your soul or the oneness of all things wants you to experience, to break out of karmic knots or limiting paradigms that you no longer need, we no longer need for evolution, that you no longer need for the evolution of you. To what? Perceive more of the limitless energy in which you are, to embody more of your authentic frequency in which you are, to co-create in reality in a more limitless and abundant way. If you're watching on the playback, the Kingdom Things podcast Healing Home Square portal is linked in the description to book your powwow session. Asia's Story, the animated series, comes from the Unconditional Love Literature parcel. I channel beautiful energies and wisdoms within this animated series as well. Asia's Story is available to stream. AP Short Stories YouTube channel, link below. Last but certainly not least, Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. I channel beautiful dissertations and beings and energies. We do powwow session styles over there as well, to help us align with more of our infinite nature. Healing transmissions to help us align with more of our limitless nature with ease and grace. I love you. Love on yourself. Again, self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are loving your truest truth. Give that love to yourself first. Self-love is the best love because the way you love in yourself allows you to perceive more of your limitless nature, allows you to co-create with beings in yourself in a more abundant and balanced way, allows you to step into your divine manuscript, or think things and experience things that you never thought you could or would. Again, my name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.
My name is Asia, and I'm a teenage witch. Just kidding. I am a starseed. My story is much like humanity's story. I awakened to some pretty spectacular things about myself. Coming home, the story of Asia, followed by the story of Asia, I'm home. The book series that introduces the book. After returning from the day's trip, I have read my attempts letter. He speaks of my father releasing him from imprisonment and the fate of death. He pleads for us to run away together. This plea is one of which I'm in no state to decline. My Other Half, available in the Amazon bookstore. I feel as though I was born here on earth to find you. I was created to find my person. The Unconditional Love Literature parcel, now available in the Amazon bookstore.